Thanks, Governor, and good morning, everyone. You know, the focus of this session is on the electrification of the automobile towards developing a national strategy. So I think it's, particularly appropriate that we have OEMs, utilities, and governments engaged in a dialogue here on this panel and throughout the course of the next couple of days. Because it's like a three-legged stool, as it were. Obviously, as OEMs, we have a role to play. We count on the utilities tremendously because they are going to provide the fuel for these electrified vehicles going forward. And obviously, government policy plays a critical role in helping us catalyze this whole thing and move it forward. I think Governor Pataki laid out the challenge and the role that the automobile plays in our energy dependency. And there's no doubt that we as OEMs, we have a critical role to play here. We need to provide vehicles that are relevant, that are safe, that are smart, and that are connected if we're really going to make the most out of the opportunity that lays in front of us. When we think about, what those things mean, to be relevant, we have to produce plug-in vehicles in large volumes. Ultimately, that's the name of the game here. We can produce a lot of low volume entries and niche entries, and that's going to make a very small impact. So we need large volumes here. They need to be affordable. They need to be capable of being operated predictably, and they need to be ideally something that can be a primary vehicle if we want to touch the maximum amount of customers that are out there. It's no secret that we think that the Chevy Volt is a tremendous opportunity in that direction. It provides up to 40 miles of electric-only range, and with its range extender engine generator, hundreds of miles beyond that. We did that primarily to eliminate the concept of energy anxiety, and perhaps as we get more charging stations out there, we build the network out, we'll find that people are opportunistically recharging during the day, basically effectively doubling the mileage of the vehicle, the EV mileage of the vehicle. We can charge the vehicle two ways. Basically, we can charge it, as Peter Darbee mentioned, on 110 volts. It takes roughly about 6 to 8 hours. Depends on what else is loaded on the circuit. And of course, at 220 volts, it's less than 3 hours. And so we're extremely hopeful, quite frankly, that most people are going to choose to recharge on 220 volts because we think it's going to result in a lot better overall experience. I mentioned safety, and safety is extremely important, both the vehicle, but also the act of charging, because let's face it, charging your car is not something that we've grown up with. And we've taken a lot of measures, and I'm sure other OEMs have taken measures as well, to make sure that the charger is durable. That is, you can plug it and unplug it thousands of times. You can run over the cord. You can do the kinds of things that are ultimately going to happen out there. And also that the charger is safe, that it's UL approved, that it has the right kind of, let's say, drive-away prevention, that it's ground fault monitored, that it has temperature limits, and that it has shock protection. Basically, we have to make sure that what we're developing in terms of charging is something that basically is very simple to operate in and has absolutely no safety issues. Smart and connected. This is one of the things that was a theme in Peter Darbee's remarks about vehicles that are randomly charging. On board the Volt, and probably all of the vehicles that we'll offer, we actually have a smart charger. That is, it's a charger that can receive commands and it can send information. It can send information over OnStar. And I think some of you had an opportunity to go visit the EV lab that OnStar has yesterday. and you saw the kinds of information that's readily available. I'll say that that information has a lot of value both for utilities that need to understand where these vehicles are, what type of charging they're doing, as well as obviously there's a lot of information there that can wind up finding its way into customer-facing applications. And so, being smart and connected is basically something that we have to work on the vehicle side for sure, to make sure that it's possible to basically control vehicles, at least to control the charging function, and that it's connected in a way that provides the maximum amount of information so that we really have the opportunity to make the very most of the customer experience for these new types of vehicles. So with that, I'd like to say that I hope this is the first of many of these conferences. I think it's a tremendous opportunity that we have in front of us, and so I hope that we'll have a very productive 2 days, and perhaps by the end of it we'll have a clearer line of sight on that national strategy. Thank you very much.